Hey friends! As 2025 is coming to a rapid end, people are thinking about the changes they want to make in 2026. You can do the standard New Year's resolutions, or you can do something more creative and actually science-backed. Yes, it is in fact science-backed vision boards. Our brain has a built-in filter, the reticular activating system, that decides what gets your attention and what gets ignored. When you keep seeing images or words connected to your goals, your brain starts tagging those things as important. So you notice opportunities, ideas, and next steps more easily. Not because they suddenly showed up, but because your brain stopped filtering them out. And when you visualize something, your brain activates many of the same areas it would if you were actually doing it. So when you finally get around to taking action, it feels more familiar and less scary because your brain thinks you've already started doing it. I'm going to walk you through the steps of creating a vision board in Canva and then show you my vision board of 2026. So I'm being held accountable by the whole of the internet to actually follow through with my plans. If you already know how to create a vision board in Canva, feel free to hop ahead to see my board. I have a Canva Pro account, which gives me access to all of Canva's premium features. But I'm going to help you create your vision board using the assets you will have with a free account. I'm not part of Canva's creator program, but we'll update the video description if that changes in the future. First, go to canva.com to set up your free account. You can sign up with Google, email, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, whatever the hell Clever is. Once you're set up, it will ask, what will you design today? We'll go with Vision Board. Scroll down to Template and click. There are many templates, and most will have this little crown in the bottom corner. That means you need to have a pro or business account to use it. Let's scroll down to a free option that looks good. When you find an option you like, click Edit this template. To the left of the screen, you will see Elements. Click on that and scroll down to Photos. Back to our template, you will see that a box outlines each section as we scroll over it. Each of these is its own editable section. Back to the Search Elements box, we're going to assume an engagement could be in the future. So we click Engagement and scroll down to find a free photo that we like. When you click on the photo, it copies to the center of your design. You can click it and drag it to any of the sections in the template. Or you can click it from the Elements section and drag it to whichever section you think works best. Let's try one more. Let's say we want to go to Greece. Type it in and scroll down to find the free photo you want to use, then drag it over. But if there's a specific designer wedding gown you want on your board that isn't a stock Canva photo, you can go into your saved images in Pinterest, or we're going to go use Google to find that exact image, and right-click Copy. Go back to your Canva template and click Paste. The image appears in the center of your design, just like Canva elements do. Drag it to the cell of your choosing. If you're using a template with text in the center, be careful not to drag the text instead of the image. If you do move it by mistake, just use the back button to return it to its original spot. On the topic of text, if you want to change the text, just double-click it. You can also change the font by clicking on the font window and typing in or scrolling down to find the font you want. Like the photo elements, some of the fonts are free and some require a pro or business subscription. Let's try another image from Google. I'm kind of obsessed with these VW buzzes. Let's find a cool green one. Right-click to copy. Right-click to paste into Canva, and we're set. Once you've populated all the sections to visualize your best version of 2026, go to File in the top left and click Download. You can select the format type. We're going to go with PNG and assume that this is going to be our desktop background for 2026. If you want to print it out, maybe select PDF. I didn't update the file name on this, hence Beige Aesthetic Photo Collage Vision Board. If you want to rename your file, click File in the top left and enter your new project name. I also like to keep a version of my vision board as the lock screen on my phone. You can resize any project with a pro or business account, but since we're working with a free account, let's look for a free phone-size template. The search didn't limit us to the size we want, but it did pull in more options that are the right size. This free option looks good. Drag or paste whatever images into this template, just like we did with the last one. I want to show you a quick text edit. We click on the text, then go to the font box to look for a new font to try. Both fonts were displayed at 31 pixels for the respective font, but this font takes up a lot more space, so we will need to resize. I click the down arrow until the text is a better fit for our text field, and then click on the text and drag it to center it in the field. Now, as promised, here is my vision board for 2026. I usually go with a more aesthetic and aspirational vision board, but that's not what my 2026 is about. My 2026 is about taking action. I've spent the last few years working on healing and balance, planning and dreaming about how I want my life to look. In 2026, we are done with the analysis paralysis. I put action at the center of my board, and all of my images are of action items. We'll start in the top left and proceed through each column before moving to the next. Our first image is the runway 5K. For years, I've dreamt of running a 5K. I ran cross country my freshman year in high school, but don't think I've run since, at least not on purpose. I've checked with my primary care, my cardiologists, rheumatologists, nephrologists, podiatrists, and physical therapists, and they are all cautiously optimistic that I should be able to complete the race. I'm healing from assorted chronic medical situations and currently recovering from a plantar fasciitis flare and sprained ankle, so I hope to begin some manner of training in preparation soon. I will keep you posted. Our next image is how I'm choosing to represent Instagram. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and prefer to spend more of it creating instead of just consuming. I never feel like what I'm saying sounds cool enough. I'm going to work on that. Next up, we are reading. I think I did more reading this year than I have in the rest of my adult years combined. And this year I plan to read even more. Most of my reading is personal development, mindfulness, productivity, and I will be sharing the good stuff with you. Next is my dream kitchen. I don't know that a kitchen remodel is in the cards for me this year, but I use this image to represent a clean and peaceful kitchen and home. I'm really working at decluttering and creating systems to create a harmonic sanctuary. At the top of column 2, we are recording. I hate being on camera. I'm obviously pursuing the wrong hobby if I don't want to grow, but since growth is my primary mission, and we are going to bust through my comfort zone Kool-Aid Man style. I can't imagine I'll be walking around recording myself in public, but never say never. Next is journaling, specifically iPad journaling. I actually love to journal, which is obvious if you see all of the random journals, notepads, notebooks that are scattered around my house, my desks, my car, my purse. I'm committing to journaling on my iPad, so all of my thoughts are in one place and then can be searched and indexed. I'm also using the iPad as a second brain. If you're unfamiliar, the concept of a second brain is to write down all of the details you need for future reference, so you don't have to store the information in your head, thus freeing your brain to work on the big ideas and projects. Next, we are spending time in the sauna. We think the sauna is a luxury here in the States, but it's a major part of the health and wellness routine for much of Europe. Saunas help with muscle recovery and even improve your blood pressure. I've been going to the sauna before I go to work, first thing when it opens, and it's not hot enough to create the full therapeutic effect. Looking for solutions. Passport's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to get my damn passport. I've made excuses for years, primarily because I wanted to lose weight before sitting for the photo. I have all the paperwork done and have set up appointments, but life keeps getting in the way, and it just has not happened yet. Next up, I am training with weights this year. I'm going to get swole. Just kidding. I have a connective tissue disorder and a toxic situationship with my joints. So I'm continuing to work with my physical therapist to build core stability and safely work on building muscle for overall better health. The next is more aspirational, considering I think I have 6 subscribers right now, but it's a call to action to really focus on developing this channel. My 6 OG subscribers will remember this channel having a different name, and I will discuss that in an upcoming video. Now we're on limiting our social media time. I don't mind social media when I'm getting something from it. I love to watch podcasts. I need to watch the video version because my brain doesn't like to focus on audio only for long stretches of time. There's a lot of great information to be had out there if you filter out the TikTok dances. My plan is to give less of my time to consuming crap. We are cooking clean this year. I worked out a plan with the robots, aka ChatGPT, and I'm excited to do more meal planning in the new year. I will absolutely keep you in the loop on my progress. So Daniellatron is me. It's my brand. In addition to posting on Instagram and developing this channel, I'm really putting the necessary time into building my brand. Again, I will discuss the rebrand soon. We are going kayaking. I live about 5 minutes from the lake, but rarely take the time to enjoy it. I've gone kayaking once during each of the past 2 years, and I want to do a lot more of it in 2026. We're going to bed at 10. I scooted down to 11 this year and then down to 10 when time changed. Going to bed at the same time and having a steady nighttime routine is incredibly good for your health. Maybe 2027 will begin my effort to wake up at the same time every day, but we aren't there yet. We are scheduling our days and we are time blocking. My ADHD ass loves to hop between tasks all day, and the result is not much getting all the way done. I always feel better when I can really lock in on something for an extended period of time, so this year I'm committing to doing that as much as possible. I'm swimming. I've already started this 2 to 3 mornings a week before the sauna. It's definitely not pretty, but it's functional. With my joint issues, swimming is the best way to build endurance without pissing off my body. I'm meditating. I'm being mindful. I'm working on this every year and have been making progress, but this is the year I'm really committing to locking in. Scheduling my social media posts. This all ties into building that brand. The more I can lock into systems, the more motivation I don't need, and the less discipline I need to conjure to really get myself to do what I need to do. And finally, look at all that money. The quantity may be aspirational, but the message is not. I am minding my money. This comes in the form of better budgeting and not spending money on stupid crap. Stopping the impulse spending, looking for opportunities to make more money, just making smart decisions. I got my credit above 800 for the first time recently. This is after my credit has been at the bottom of the toilet for decades due to mismanagement, being poor, medical debt. My goal this year is to keep climbing and make my money work for me. So at the beginning of the video, I explained the actual scientific basis for why vision boards work. But what's going to really kick things into gear this year for me is my secret weapon, my booster shot. I have written a mantra. 80% is more than good enough. Don't waste your time and energy trying to make it perfect. Perfectionism has kept me from taking action for most of my life. I suspect the same is true for many of you watching. We're so terrified of not doing it perfectly that we're afraid to even try. 80% is good enough. Hell, it's a B. I had a friend in junior high who went on to become tenured faculty at Northwestern. She submitted such a perfect report in 8th grade that our teacher used it as an example of what a perfect report looked like, because of course she turned it in weeks early. I couldn't match that. I didn't even bother to turn mine in because I was so embarrassed. My coach asked me what 80% would look like for posting a video, so I said recording, editing, and posting. She asked why I hadn't done that yet. I said I didn't like my background, was concerned about the lighting. She said that sounded like more than 80%, and she was right. So here I am, wishing you a happy 2026, and reminding you to make your vision board, maybe work on a mantra, definitely drink some water, and go be your most badass self. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.